The weekend's Jubilee Grand Launch was perhaps just the outer frame of the real picture of what's to come over the next 11 months until the 2017 election. A flood of television and radio ads, cross-country tours, and lots of handshakes. Both sides have kept the question of how all this will cost a closely guarded secret. The launch of the Jubilee Party is said to have cost sums in excess of 2 billion shillings. And here are some of these eye-popping totals behind the expansive money binge.
Ukifanya hesabu ya delegates wote wenye walikuwa wanakuja, ilifaa tutumie milioni 90 kulipa nyinyi wote.
As a standoff over unpaid allowances threatened to dampen the Jubilee Party, this assurance to the delegates in attendance showed the party's readiness to flex its financial muscle, but also that candidates have to pile up the cash anyhow to survive the long haul.
Kwa hivyo mambo haya mkiniona nikisimama hapa, na mnajua sisi sio chama tu, sisi pia ni serikali bwana.
When we are talking about money, we are not talking about small amounts of money. They ferried people from, all the 47 counties in this country, and all the razzmatazz that went with it, whether it's online, offline, the number of cars. Granted, Jubilee is good for putting up a show, but Jubilee is also in government. So we need to begin thinking how we can separate the state, the government that is, and the political party.
Cash rules the campaigns. Who gets ahead in the media wars and on the ground grassroots reach? A trove of money will be needed to cover as much ground.
Jubilee! Yes.
A report by the Coalition for Accountable Political Financing, a group of NGOs in 2013, shows just how expensive elections and party activities have become. In 1957, Daniel Arap Moi, who was among the first Africans to be elected to the Legislative Council, spent just 3,500 shillings in his election campaign. That figure has risen by almost 200,000% to about 8 million shillings in 2007, and that's just the average parliamentary candidature's expenditure.
Let's get those accounts. Let's be disabused of any notion that maybe because we did not put up that kind of a show, we are complaining, it's nothing but sour grapes. Let them produce their accounts, their audited accounts showing where all that money came from, the amount of money that they spend, the amount of money that is left, the source of money as well.
The report focused on the election of 2007, which was billed as the most expensive election. Retired President Mwai Kibaki and then ODM leader Raila Odinga spent 7.5 billion shillings each. But for all the fistfuls of shillings spent,
the Jubilee Coalition,
it probably wasn't even the most expensive ever. In 2013, the price tag for running for president went significantly up, and it's expected to be even higher in 2017. This one's expected to be louder and flashier if this past week is any indication. To run a well-oiled campaign, including high-tech operational offices and the behind-the-scenes think tanks, besides the presidency itself, the election of enough senators and members of parliament to allow the president to rule comfortably could cost billions of shillings.
You need to, create manifestos. You need to create an image. I was so surprised that even people who are running for governorship have started, having billboards. So you really have to be wealthy in order for you to run. That wealth, you either have to work so hard, that will take a long time if you use the right means, you have to steal, that is a short version, or you need to come from a wealthy family. Then what does that say of the crop and the quality of leaders that we get?
How these vast sums will influence the race is still, however, unclear. But the political parties and candidates now have a framework within which they should operate. The election campaign financing guidelines published by the IEBC is one such measure to control high spenders who deploy their wealth to tilt the playing field. Sheila Sendeo, NTV.